On the dance floor, both the music and the crowd had increased in volume. A DJ had taken over from the band. At first, I felt more self-conscious than ever, dancing without the prescribed steps of the quadrille or waltz. There's something especially awkward about free-form wiggling in a ball gown, and, to make matters worse, the guy of my dreams was watching. But the rhythm of the music quickly took over, and with it the release that comes from vigorous physical activity. Dancing in a group of 4 was a far cry from quadrilling or waltzing in couples. For one thing, Parr no longer touched me, except the occasional accidental electric brush. It was too loud to talk beyond a shouted word or two. Soon several friends of Parr and Ned's caught sight of Ashley and me and joined us. After a number of songs, I found myself at the center of a circle of guys, detached from my friend and our rescuers. Then ginger ale began to make its presence known. I excused myself, hoping that the boys would have the guts to go on dancing without the presence of a girl to give them an excuse, and went off to find a ladies' room. Ladies' rooms, it turns out, don't flourish in boys' schools. Each likely-looking door seemed to taunt me. I discovered a coat closet, a broom closet, a conservatory dripping with greenery, and wood-paneled, book-lined chambers of various shapes and sizes, but no restroom. At last I found a chaperone to ask. She directed me to a boys' bathroom, temporarily reassigned to meet the needs of female guests. "Boys, stop. Girls, go," read a laser-printed sign taped to the door. Not, I thought, the most tactful way to put it. The uneasy sense of trespass that I'd felt all evening intensified when I went in. What most unnerved me were the urinals. With their exposed position, unprotected by so much as a doorless stall, with their long, jutting necks and their intense smell of ammonia, strong detergent, and something else, is it any wonder I slunk past with a shudder? I chose a stall at the end of the long room. As I sat resting my feet and watching the rows and columns of blue tiles dance a quadrille before my eyes, I heard the door swing open. I froze. Boys? No, thank God. Girls. Just girls. Prep school girls, judging by their accents. Perhaps girls from Miss Wharton's? I decided to wait them out. There seemed to be 4 or 5 of them. Some made for the toilet stalls while their friends stood by the sinks. A couple of them compared and exchanged lipsticks. Another requested a comb. "Promise you don't have nits?" "Will you get over that? 4th grade was 6 years ago." They praised each other's shoes and disparaged various boys, mostly unknown to me, although I did hear the name of Chris Stevens. "Unthinkable creep. Keep him away from me," commented one girl with a melodious voice that seemed to curl musically around my ears. "Oh, I don't know. He has a sort of viscous charm," disagreed another. "I guess, if you like guys to ooze at you," answered her friend. Their conversation went on for so long that the toilet seat began to dig uncomfortably into the upper half of my lower limbs. I was considering making a break for it when I heard another familiar name. "Anyone at all? My choice, the whole school? Okay, give me Parr," said the curly-voiced anti-oozer. "Grandison Parr, the junior? The fencer?" "That's the one. Rich, firm goodness." "Really? You've experienced this firsthand?" "Oh, don't I wish? I'm not that lucky." "Parr, isn't he taken?" objected one of the urinators from her stall. He seems to have a date anyway, that tall... An ill-timed flush, echoing in the tiled, high-ceilinged room, cut off the rest of the sentence. Considering all the ill-timed flushing I'd been doing myself that evening, I reflected. Flushing of the skin, not of the toilet. The water gurgled to a stop before I could finish the thought. I turned my attention back to the deeply interesting conversation. And the little one in red? Where did they come from? Where did they get those dresses? I think the tall one's his sister. She kind of looks like him. She was dancing more with that dorky guy, the one in the three-piece suit. No, but would you let your sister dance with the dorky guy in the three-piece suit? Would you let your girlfriend? Well, they were all in the same set anyway, early on. Did you see the little one bouncing away? No way she learned that from the quadrille sergeant. The guy in the funny suit is Par's roommate. I still think the girlfriend is the tall one. She... As if to mock me, the last urinator finished her business and drowned out the end of another interesting sentence. By the time her toilet ceased its gurgling, the girls had clattered out of the bathroom, leaving me alone to stare dizzily at the blue tiles. When I rejoined my party, Ned and Ashley were dancing vigorously to the last few bars of Take It Back, the Wet Blankets version, not Ned's waltz, while Par looked on with an amused smile. "There you are," he said. "I was afraid I'd lost you again." It took me a while to find the ladies' room. They hid it behind a sort of greenhouse thing in a room full of silver cups and glass cases. "Oh, you found the trophy room? Good place to take a nap when you're supposed to be in study hall. There's a big puffy sofa behind the cabinets, and nobody ever goes in there." The song ended, and the trumpeter blew a fanfare. I saw that the band had reassembled in the musicians' gallery. The room fell silent. Par leaned close so he could whisper in my ear, "I'm sorry to say this is it. The last dance." His breath tickled my neck. The sensation made my heart pound so loudly I was afraid he'd hear it. "Ladies and gentlemen, please take your places for the Virginia Reel," announced the trumpeter to moans and cries of, "Already?" In Jane Austen's time, or her novels at any rate, this dance, known to Miss Austen and her characters as the Sir Roger de Coverley, signals the end of a ball. "I guess it's over," I said to Ashley. "Better call Zach." "Zach?" asked Ned. "I'll ride home," I explained. Ashley retrieved her purse from behind the night, fished out her cell phone and handed it to me. "Here, you do it. Just hit redial," she said, grabbing Par's arm. Ned offered me his again. The Sir Roger de Coverley is a complicated and vigorous dance. No easy thing to get through while talking on a cell phone. Still, I managed somehow, and by the time the dance brought my friend and me back within talking distance, I was able to report that Zach was on